Wanted to record this quick video because Jonathan Roumie at the moment is going on a press tour. I've heard he's going to be on a couple of different talk shows very soon, but on this one in particular, we get a little bit of a sneak peek of him getting a little bit angry in the temple courts as playing Jesus in The Chosen Season 5. So let's jump into this. I wanted to see this Good Morning America interview with him and just kind of give my thoughts on it. So let's jump in. So a really quick scene there. Let's go back through it one more time and then we'll get into the interview section here. So we see as Jesus pulls out the whip here from his bag. We've talked about this before. The reason why he's doing this is because he actually made this whip the night before. At least that's what I'm assuming from the trailers and all the context clues that we've gotten here. We can also see in the background here, if you look up in the back section up here, all of this is CGI, and I think even maybe some of the people here are actually CGI as well. Of course, the set itself is only to the left and right here if you go to Utah, and so if you're looking straight past Jesus here, there's nothing there. There's just some mountains and trees and some different things that keep on going, so they needed to have the end of the temple kind of showing that portion over there. This would be kind of the southern section of the temple. This is generally where we are whenever we look at the stuff in The Chosen. If we look to the right, you're going to see Solomon's portico, and then also you're going to see the temple to the left here, the main kind of section of the court of women, and then the priestly court, and then into the Holy of Holies into there. And so you see Jesus as he's kind of gearing up to throw out these money changers who are obviously ripping people off, and we're going to talk a lot about that in season 5 for sure, but we see that kind of taking place here. And then we see him just kind of gripping the whip. He flips the table here, just really intense. Obviously, we're going to see him use the whip as well, whipping out animals and vendors and different things like that. I love how this guy to the left here is like super surprised at what Jesus is doing. He's like, what's happening? Love that for sure. We'll jump into the scripture real fast and then we'll jump into the interview. So Jesus cleansed the temple. As Jesus entered the temple and drove out all who had bought in the temple, and he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. This is a specific point because we saw the pigeon vendor in particular was a large part of this scene. We even saw a group picture with a bunch of different pigeons and maybe doves as well from this vendor as well. So I'm assuming this is going to be a part of it. And then, of course, we should see Jesus say this line here. It is written, "My house shall be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers." And so, of course, we'll see that there. Let's continue on and just listen to this interview real fast. I'm going to kind of skip forward a bit as they go into the intro. Real quick before we continue the video, I wanted to let you know about Artsabox. Artsabox is a subscription box from Israel that you can get to your house every single quarter. These boxes are absolutely amazing and I love opening mine every single time. We just opened this one on stream and it's called the Genesis box. It houses a lot of local ingredients from Israel, including some local art pieces which are really amazing. Some of these are the most beautiful items we've ever received from these boxes. Anyway, if you want to get 20% off, up to 30% off of an annual subscription, go ahead and use our code SNIPE20 and use the link in the description down below to go and get your box. So check out artsabox.com and use our code SNIPE20 at checkout, and let's get back to the video. And here,
you know, when you first walked in the studio, I said, "Hey, Jesus."
That's so annoying to me. Me and Vanessa get so annoyed with that. I'm sure that Jonathan does as well. But obviously he's not Jesus, right? So that sentiment there is always something that is a little bit uncomfortable for sure.
That all the time when they see you on the streets?
They kind of do, yeah. It's pretty surreal.
Oh my, well, you actually look like Jesus for real. So
I love that sentiment there. It's like you actually look like Jesus. Like, you've seen Jesus, you know what he looks like. What are you talking about?
Congratulations on season 5. Tell us where the story picks up in telling the story of Jesus.
Yes, so season 5 picks up at the start of Holy Week on Palm Sunday. So Jesus is literally riding into Jerusalem on a donkey. Crowds have amassed. They know he's coming. They're waving the palm branches. They love him. They're ready to worship him, ready to crown him king on a Sunday. And then by Friday, he's nailed to a cross. So things dramatically change in the course of those 6 days or so, and season 5 really explores what those challenges and those struggles and those events actually are.
I like how you looked at me when I actually said you look like Jesus. You're like, oh, have you seen it before? I have not. I have not.
I'm like, tell me more.
This has been so well received. I mean,
it's always interesting to me, like, because, you know, we are like deep in the chosen community, you know, like we are the core of the chosen community. So like all of us that have the knowledge of what the chosen is and all the deep dives and things that we've done over the years, it's so funny to me whenever people come in that don't really have a full understanding of like the show or the stuff that's kind of going on. I'm sure they have an overview, right, and an understanding. Maybe they've watched the show, but it's so funny that they're so on the outside, but they're still interviewing Jonathan like this. It's funny to me.
I mean, just all over the world. What has that been like for you to play? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it's been life-changing. It's been career-changing. It's been the greatest gift that I've been given, as not only as an actor but as a person, as a man of faith myself. It's led me deeper into my own faith and made me want to know and experience, you know, how to be just a better person on the day-to-day. How can I better, you know, be a better friend, be a better just stranger to people that I meet that need my help or whatever it is, and how can I be a better example of faith in my own life?
That sounds like such a beautiful experience. This show is wildly popular around the world, and this has even gained the attention of the Vatican. It's my understanding that you've been invited to meet the Pope twice.
Nope. Yeah, very true. We're going to skip past this section here, see if he has anything else to say on this section.
The fact that I got to meet Pope Francis, you know, the ultimate successor, was it was a bucket list item for me. And then going back a year later as an artist, discussing with other global artists how we can bring more of the gospel and the light of Christ's message into our work as artists was part of this think tank that I was invited to the second time. So we had a little bit more of an intimate dialogue and presented ideas and heard his feedback, and it was quite extraordinary.
Interesting. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad that obviously we're getting more of this press on all the big stations. Obviously, Good Morning America is a huge kind of station to be on, a huge platform to be on for The Chosen. And I've heard there's going to be another one very, very soon. If there is, then we'll cover that. But a lot of stuff coming up this week. Do not miss everything that we've got to post. There's just so much. So we're kind of drowning in content at the moment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this section here. What are your thoughts are about the little sneak peek? And then as well, Jonathan's thoughts on season 5, what's coming up. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.